Prosecutors in the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking and racketeering trial called one of their final witnesses to the stand today, Combs' former assistant, Brendan Paul. He testified about his alleged role as a drug mule, procuring ecstasy, Xanax, and Cialis for the music mogul. Paul noting he was even arrested on cocaine possession charges, drugs he says belonged to Diddy. Brendan Paul cut a deal with the prosecution for immunity in exchange for his testimony. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all the charges and denies any wrongdoing. Civil trial attorney, Tre Lovell, joining me now for more. So, Tre, what have we learned from court today?
So Brendan Paul was an interesting witness. He is there for the prosecution for a couple reasons: to establish, the predicate crimes that are required for racketeering, in this case, the illegal drugs and supplying of those. Also, probably to tie in the criminal enterprise aspect as well, having been an employee and a staffer. So the prosecution is trying to wrap up its case, button it up, and testimony like this just furthers the argument that there's a criminal enterprise with two or more predicate acts.
So the prosecution is expected to rest its case, right? So what are you watching out for as the defense takes over?
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting. So what the defense is going to do, they're going to do a couple of things. I think they're going to call some executives from the companies to not only bolster the legitimacy of the companies, but probably separate the companies from Diddy's activities. Basically say, whatever Diddy did in his private life, these freak offs, that was his own, had nothing to do with the companies. And also just kind of dispel the criminal enterprise arguments about this. And they may also have some personal witness testimony. Maybe they had seen him interact with Cassie or Jane. And we'll probably also see a psychiatrist or somebody come in and explain, the mental state of Cassie and Jane. Maybe something to the extent that, hey, they had the autonomy, they could have left anytime they want. The evidence suggests they wanted to be there, to kind of just push the consent side.
All right, Tre, we'll be talking throughout the afternoon. Appreciate your analysis.